Good early evening, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. This is North Shore Preparedness, coming to you from the beautiful North Shores of Lake Ontario. Today is Wednesday, June the 17th, 2020, and we had a hot day today here. Hot for here, maybe not hot for Texas or Houston or whatever, or Florida or California or any of those places. But it got hot here today. I think we topped out at about 27 or 28 degrees, which translates to about 85 for my American brothers and sisters, so they can kind of follow what's going on. But what I want to do is I wanted to show you the finishing up of the planting the potatoes in the buckets. This is planting potatoes in 5-gallon buckets, part 2. Okay. Got a little crappy luck there yesterday. My camera crapped out on me, or I don't know how to work it, or whatever. But so the video got cut off a little bit. So we'll finish up the video today. All right. So we were getting some potatoes into a bucket. This is actually this bucket right here. You can see that. Okay. See, vid test bucket. All right. Just get out of the zoom feature here so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so what we did is we had put the potatoes in the bucket. We had filled the bucket to this level here with earth. Placed the potatoes, the spread of potatoes on top of it, and then filled the bucket to this level here. Once we got it filled to there, what we did is we sprinkled some bone and blood meal over the top of this, and then watered it in very, very heavily. You want to water it in to the point where water comes out the bottom of the holes that we drilled. So we've got that done. Now what we've also done is we've set this bucket up on top of just some boards here to keep the bucket up off the ground, for some, that way you can experience excellent drainage. And if it's off the ground, that'll help prevent ants or any critters crawling up through those holes up in the bottom of that bucket. So that's how you want to do it. You put your potatoes in, you put your 4 inches of soil in, put your potatoes in, top your earth up to the first mark at that 10-inch mark there, so you got 6 inches of soil on top of your potatoes. And then what I will do is, once the potatoes, the plants shoot up above that level and grow up past here, I'll fill that bucket, I'll top it up with earth up to here. So this bucket should produce potatoes from this point down. Okay, so like I said, this is a test. It's not tried, tested, and true by me, but it's this is a method that some other people use with great success. So yeah, when you water your potatoes in, once you've got it topped up with earth to here, then you have this headspace left. You want to fill that with water so that it completely drains right out through your bucket to make sure it's all well watered. And that's going to be about it. Like I'm going to take the rest of the buckets that I have seeded in with potatoes. I'm going to seed in some other containers as well. Like I'm going to use this one over here. It's deep enough that I can put some potatoes in. And there's another bucket over here that I salvaged from the greenhouse yesterday. It was just something that another customer dropped off, and I may even seed in this bucket here and this large planter here as well. But so I'll eventually I'll take all these buckets that are over here, seed them with potatoes, take all these buckets, and I'll bring them back over here. I gotta get rid of some of the traps in this garden here. I'll bring them over here. I'll set them all up on boards, and in effect what I'll do is in a way, I'll be kind of creating sort of a faux raised bed. Just, setting it on the ground. I don't want to rip up all these patio stones that I put in. There is good earth under there. I could do that, and I could utilize that space. But I can also do this, to create more growing space within a small space, right? So here's some of the tomatoes, some of the peas. We're doing well. I still have to tweak these peas a little bit so that it gives a better chance to climb up on this trellis. And what I'll do is I'll just take some bamboo skewers and I'll stick those in the ground right beside the plant so they have something to grab onto to reach up to these trellises. And that's another way you can do things on the cheap. Look at this tomato plant here, is nice and healthy. Nice and healthy. This one here, we've got a couple of flowers on that one right there already. A couple of flowers happening. So that's nice. And I got some weeds to come out there before they get out of hand. There's my cannabis plants. I fertilized them in today with some of that sea compost and mixture of the peat and nice black earth. So when I water that in, it'll just soak right down into the root systems. And these girls are starting to look good. I don't know a great deal about cannabis. Like, this whole garden's an experiment for me. So we'll just kind of do what we do, see how things go. I still got a ton more stuff to go in the garden. And to be honest with you, I'm a little behind the 8 ball. I'm about 10 to 12 days behind the 8 ball on planting up here for our season. But like all of these over here, I'm sprouting bean seeds right now that are going to go in there. I've got a bunch of tomatoes. I found a fantastic deal on tomato plants. I'll show them to you. They were $3 a piece, and they're not little tiny dwarf plants. They're big, actually. You know what? I'll take you over to the porch and I'll show you. And they definitely have to go into the ground sooner rather than later. So I will be doing that. I will. Here we are here. Let me just get out of the sunny side here and we'll film them from this aspect here. Now, I think those are in like 4x4 inch pots, but the plants are already huge. They're already twice the size of anything I've got in the ground, and like one of them over there, you can see has already been staked up just to help it out, and I'll have to stake up the rest of my tomato plants as well. So I've got more, like I said, I've got more beans sprouting in these pots here, these little solo cups. I went and got some more of those. So there's another one sprouting, there's another one sprouting, there's another one sprouting, there's another one sprouting. So hopefully these guys will I'll have good success with sprouting these guys, and we'll get those into the dirt too. And here's a whole other tray of bean plants that I do have to get into the ground. They're almost ready. These guys are only just about 3 inches tall, so I think I could probably go ahead and put those in the ground right now. I could probably just seed them directly, but I find I'm having good success here, sprouting them this way and then transplanting them. So I'm going to keep doing that, and we'll see how things go. I got all my basil seeded in this pot, and this pot. So I got 3 pots of basil. Not sure if you can see by this from the sunshine or not, but my rosemary's doing all right. My parsley is starting to come up. My chives are looking good, and my thyme right over there is also starting to come along. So something I want to show you about these, well, I got you on the camera here. Something I want to show you about these chives. You guys may or may not know, you know, like I'm no pro gardener, and whoever this information is going to, maybe this can help you too, or some people that are more experienced and may not know this. These chive flowers are edible. You can pick those when they're nice and fresh. You can pick those off of the plant, and you can take them apart, and you can put those into a salad or on a sandwich, or top a soup with it, or, you know, a nice fish dish or whatever. What you can also do is, like, these plants are these flowers are starting to get a little bit older right now, and I'm not sure if you can see it very clearly, but each one of these little pink petals is kind of like a bit of a tube, and you can pick these off of here once the flowers start to dry out. You can pick these off of here and dry them out, like just in your kitchen window or whatever. Let them open up, and then you can shake the seeds out of them and sprout the seeds to either for whichever purpose you like. You can either use those sprouts to grow new chives, or you can grow chive sprouts to have, like I said, on your salad, or on a sandwich, or a submarine type sandwich, over a soup, or over a nice piece of fish, or whichever dish that you like. You can use it as a garnish for vegetables if you like, just to enhance the flavor. But anyways, that's what I've got for you today, just to cap up the planting the potatoes in the 5-gallon buckets, and you know, we'll show you updates on that, and you know, give you the progress as far as how things go. Show you, you know, if I've had success with those Yukon Gold potatoes with the smaller eyes on them, or the red-skinned potatoes that have the larger eyes on them. We'll give you updates on all that. I do have a few more potatoes to plant, and like I said, I'll be putting those in some of the larger buckets, just to get that done and get that out of the way. But yeah, I've got more planting to do. Way behind, like I said. I still got to get my lettuce, radishes, carrots, all those things in the ground, sprouting more beans, more peas, sprouting some cantaloupe seeds. So I got a lot of work to do. So yeah, we'll give you updates and let you know how things are going. But for now, this is going to be North Shore Preparedness, bidding you all a good evening. I hope everyone stays well and safe. This is North, out for now.